Well, hi, Squall. My name is Tiffany Walker. Penguin Tat Studios is the business name. Uh, how are you today?
All right, so you kind of cut into my intro a little bit, but that's okay. Well,
Oh,
well,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. That's okay. Welcome, watchers and listeners, to another of Squall's 5 Good Questions. And our young lady apparently has already introduced herself, and you can see from the display, uh, that's Penguin Attack Studios. That's her deviant art, in which you sell paint, you sell art on there, and also post it.
Yep, DeviantArt tends to be the one that I, excuse me, that I post more on. And then I do have a separate site that I generally sell my artwork on, which is just the penguinattackstudios.com.
Okay, well, let me bring that up real quick. Okay, there we go. Okay, now you guys are seeing the Penguin Attack Studios. Okay, so, and we have somebody Tom, who apparently had a picture done with you, with Batman and cats.
Yep.
And there's your upcoming conventions, which is
Mm,
actually
it,
two.
yeah, it's a little old on there. We need to get it updated. We're actually in the process of remodeling it.
Okay, so information on here is, as of right now, the current date is April 4th, 2017. So she's updating. They're going to go ahead and update it, yeah. But you do update the DeviantArt quite often.
Yep, DeviantArt and my Facebook tends to be the one that I update the most frequently on there. Like I was telling you a bit earlier, though, the Facebook generally has more so work in progresses, but that gives the update for the actual like convention schedules in the meantime. And then for finished work is my DeviantArt for the time being.
All right. So, good. Let's go ahead and start with the questions. Number one, what is your art experience?
Um, I'm mostly self-taught. I did go through, high school with the art classes, which I always very much loved, and then I have taken a few college classes. I have a degree of it's an associates of general arts, so it's nothing super fancy, but I find that taking specific classes really helps up my ability there rather than going for a full-fledged degree, which in the art community isn't really needed.
Now, I did take art classes when I was in high school also, but I didn't enjoy them. The teachers were not. They were good at art. They weren't good at. They weren't good at teaching.
There is definitely a lot of that. I lucked out with some of my college classes. Actually, one of my professors is what really got me into doing the conventions. And I have to say, he was by far the best teacher that I've ever had and the most encouraging teacher that I've ever had in my life.
That, all right. That, well, very very informative to learn that about you. And you also have your years of doing your artistry yourself.
What's that? Sorry, you cut
And
out a little bit.
you also have your years of doing your artistry yourself.
Yes, a lot of self-study, mostly the anime since that's what I'm really into, but I have done anatomy studies and I've even taken some anatomy classes as well, which really help out a lot.
So like you could do self portraits and stuff like that, or
Yep, I do some of my more realistic pieces like are like the Robert Downey that I had at the Elkhart Convention Center. That was all in pure color pencil, just black and white on toned paper.
Yeah, that I believe I saw that, but the one that drew my eye, if you remember it, it was one of the Spider-Man characters.
Ah, yes, that would be the Gwen that I did in kind of like a druid form. So luckily in the Spider Universe, there's pretty much infinite parallel universes there. So I decided to do a Spider Gwen that was kind of like a druid.
It's a little bit risque.
It is. I wanted to go with a hyper stylized feel to that one, and it was definitely outside of what I would normally draw. But I was really happy with how it came out, and debating on whether leaving her completely topless or at least censoring a little bit. And I decided to go with a little bit of censoring on there, more so to still keep it PG-13.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it topless, but that's just my taste. But the my father, who I was with at the time, he also bought one of your portraits, the one of young Natalie Portman in The Professional,
Mm-hmm.
and that is definitely a piece of art.
Yep, that's one of the other ones that I did in just the color pencil. It was just black and white color pencil. I would like to eventually do more of the portraits, but they're a bit more time consuming with getting those done.
Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the second question. What mediums do you use, and which ones do you like best?
I actually use a variety of music mediums. I go from digital to traditional and then a lot of mixed media. It's hard to say which one I actually like best because I tend to flip flop between them all. I'd have to say probably mixed media tends to be my favorite just because I go from like sketching in pencil to inking, and then I can just color it digitally or I can paint. I try to keep a good variety just because that's what I enjoy doing. Sometimes doing the traditional pieces tend to be a little bit more fulfilling. There's just something about it, just sketching on paper that nothing can beat, even if you're doing awesome digital work.
Yeah, I noticed a couple of your, like the Sailor Moon and the Stroll Through the Night. They have very clean lines on the picture itself. But then
Mm-hmm.
some of your others, like like the Spider Gwen and like the Overwatch one, the lines are more. Um, there's more like you can see the border of the character and the background itself.
Yeah, I do tend to go back and forth. It's more so on how I'm feeling at the moment will define how the piece is going to end up coming out. So if you see like the Stroll Through the Night, that one I wanted to go with a very flowy kind of feel. So there weren't really any defined lines on it. And then with the Spider Gwen, I had very defined lines. It was supposed to be like comic anime type style. So definitely wanted to have lines on that one.
Yeah, like I could picture that being in one of the graphic novel collections, like
Mm-hmm.
as a pinup.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see, you have Live from Annaba. Was that a picture for a convention?
The commission that I got, I'm sure you're familiar with the little chibis that I end up drawing at the conventions.
Yeah.
And one guy just loved loved having so many of those that he ended up wanting to get a full-fledged commission. So he ended up ordering this one from me, and it went on a T-shirt for him. And I actually saw him wearing it at the last convention I went to, which made me really happy.
Cool. All right, so you guys can see both on the screen. You can see both the Spider Gwen that I acquired, and then the picture of the Natalie Portman. Uh, Werewolf question mark, but that's mature. That's mature content.
Yeah, there are some on there. I just in case I tend to mark them as mature, depending on the audience. Sometimes they are full nudity on there, which some people don't necessarily want their 10 or 13-year-old kids looking at quite so young.
Yeah, and I know DeviantArt caters to a younger audience.
It does. So as a precaution, I tend to mark them as mature if I feel like parents may not want their children seeing it.
Uh, the Queen of the Drowsies picture looks pretty good.
That was a lot of fun. That was actually a commission for one of a friend of mine. I guess it was an inside joke between them. So he wanted me to have a picture of her morphed into basically a drow, and I made her as half spider and Queen of the Drowsies on a chalkboard.
Now, did she pose for it?
She did, but she didn't know what she was posing for at the time. He's my friend that ordered the commission. He was like, "Hey, take a bunch of selfies of yourself," and he picked the best one that he liked, and he was like, "Here, use this."
Okay, so she wasn't like she was clothed basically when she did this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because the way the sign is holding, it looks like she's blocking her uh, unclothed chest, but that's not the case.
No, no, not the case with that.
All right, so let's see, and then we got the Under the Adventure of the Universe, which has Undertale, Adventure Time, Steven Universe, and I can't tell what the purple thing or the pink thing and the white dog are.
That's right. It's all from the same universes there. So you got Finn and Jake the dog, which is probably the easiest one to find, and then you got Steven and his pink lion, and then you have the main character from Undertale, and then the cloud dog, which some people that are familiar with the game will definitely know what the cloud dog is.
Oh, okay, that's the one that you fly up and it's like infinite.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then there's also Flowey.
Right. And Flowey, little Flowey poking behind his shoulder, acting innocent, but we all know.
Yeah, we all know. I unfortunately I killed Toriel, and then
Yeah.
I stopped playing.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't want to do this, but it came to this, and then I looked up. I found out how actually to not kill her later, and I was very upset.
Yeah, I was. Nobody told me that there were basically two ways to play the game. I completely did not look up anything on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So when I ended up killing her, and I was like, "Wait, she doesn't come back? Oh my god! I just killed my mom."
You
It
killed.
was very traumatizing.
Yeah, you killed Goat Mom.
I killed Goat Mom. That's true.
All right, and then the next picture shows the difference between your art styles between 2007 and 2016. Which
Yes, that one was very special to me, mostly because that 2007 picture that I did of Sailor Jupiter, I was super proud of at the time. I was first starting to get into the digital artwork. My anatomy was definitely a bit off, but I was really proud of myself. And then I wanted to redo that to see where I had come in so many years, and just seeing the vast difference between both composition and the style and where the digital is now. I was very, very happy.
yeah, I can. Yeah, the lines on the 2007 one are a lot more. Um, they're not as clean as the one that's on the 2016.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it took a long time for me to really learn the programs, and I believe that was when I had first gotten my very first tablet. So I was very, very much not used to how it feels between the Discord of when you put the pen down, and then having that disconnect and having it show up on the screen. It was still pretty disorientating.
Now, you said you use a tablet. Do you use a Wacom or do you have another type that you use?
Oh yeah, I'm a poor artist. I use the Wacom.
Okay.
Actually, my first tablet was a hand-me-down. One of my friends was getting rid of it, so it was actually an off-brand. I'm not even sure what type it was, but now I use the Wacom, and someday I'll get the Cintiq.
Yeah, because I've actually heard that the Wacom is a lot of artists are very used to that and find it very easy to use.
Oh yeah, it's definitely my go-to brand, especially for the more affordable ones. They have some off-brand ones that you can get, but generally you have trouble with the drivers and whatnot. And I've never had problems with my Wacom before, and it's definitely my favorite go-to.
All right. Well, I'm gonna skip past the picture of the dragon and the girl with red hair, and then I haven't moused over to see what the titles of the next four are, but I believe they're related to Avatar: The Last Airbender.
They're actually not. A lot of people do make that connection, which I can see mainly because of the colors. But with those, I was in a really bad art slump, and I was going through, as many artists go through, is a bad slout of depression. So these were basically my mood paintings, and it's what helped really bring me out of my depression and start feeling good about my art again.
They're they're very pretty.
Thank you.
They definitely could like be backgrounds and stuff like that.
I wanted to go with something very serene, and it was very personal to me since it helped bring me out of that funk.
Okay, and then I'm very disappointed in the next one.
Is that
Attack on Titan.
absolutely? I am all aboard the bandwagon.
Have you played the Dynasty Warriors version of it?
I haven't played any of the games, but I have watched all of the first season, and I could not wait for the second season to come out. So I'm completely caught up with the manga at the moment too.
Okay,
So total nerd, I'm okay with it.
is the manga and the manga or the manga and the anime, are they two different storylines?
Pretty close. There are some differences, which is pretty normal, but for the most part, they get the main storyline right. So I'm pretty happy with that. There's a lot of spoilers that I won't go through either.
Yeah, I know about it even though I don't actually care about it. I actually
But you know the
I
name, right?
huh?
You gotta at least know the name, right?
I Yeah, I know the name, and actually, do you know what a deck building game is?
Yeah,
Like Legendary, they released an Attack on Titan one,
really.
and
I'll have to look into it.
I bought the Attack on Titan one, and I still haven't unwrapped it yet because I'm supposed to play it with a friend.
Nice.
But it comes with
I
this.
say that would be fun, but if you don't like it, you might not.
Well, I like deck building games regardless of what the content is, because I also have The Hobbit, and I have Legendary, and I've got a Naruto one, and I've got a Street Fighter one.
Okay. Got a lot of options. That's always fun.
Yeah, because I played Dominion, and there's another one called Ascension, and I really like both of those. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to get away from Magic the Gathering because
Magic is fun, but yeah,
Magic is pay to win, whereas these games, deck
right.
building games, it's more about strategy.
Yeah, I feel the exact same about that.
Yeah. Okay, and then let's see. We got Gara and Kakashi, which
Yep. My two favorite Naruto characters.
the situation that you have them in isn't canon with the series. That never happened.
Right. No, I just thought it would be a really cool fight scene to see Kakashi and Dara go all out. Plus, they're adorable, so I made them chibi.
Yeah, that was actually the tournament where Sasuke did that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the when they were getting their Junin, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and the
I'm
next,
still really behind in Naruto. I already have a marriage. Having another marriage is hard.
yeah, and then uh, I hope a few people recognize who the next two characters are. It's Natsu and Gray. That's his name, right? Gray?
Yeah, Natsu and Dre.
Okay, from Fairy Tale.
That's the one. Yep.
Yep. I really like that series. I read the manga quite a bit. I could not get into the anime though. But
The anime was really good, but they have so much filler in there, which when they start going on to the filler train, it gets really hard to pay attention to it.
yeah. But did you know the artist who created Fairy Tale also created Rave
I
Master?
believe it's the same one as One Piece, isn't it?
No, Rave Master.
Oh yes, yes. I actually saw it in the manga. They had a small crossover, which I thought was really funny.
Yes. I really liked Rave Master. I especially liked it in the second arc, the manga.
Hmm.
That was really good. And then let's see, Yumicon cover and fan art of Zodiac charms. Let me see if I can
Yep,
name.
that was my initial charms right there, and I finally made those a reality this year, which I was pretty happy with.
Let me see if I can name them all. You got Scorpion,
Hmm.
Loki. Um, I think that's the Little Mermaid.
It's Mermaid Misty.
Mermaid Misty from Pokemon.
Yeah, for Pokemon. Yep.
Okay, and Aquaman,
Hmm.
and then him from Powerpuff Girls.
Hmm.
Let me see. That Taurus is. That looks like the doctor from Rave Master, or not Rave, Soul Eater. But he's got a bicycle, and the doctor from Soul Eater doesn't use a bicycle.
I can see where you get that from, but it's actually from Fruits Basket. He's a character called Hatsuharu Soma,
Is
and whenever he's hugged, he turns into a cow.
oh, it's the cow character. Okay, because
Yeah,
I know of Fukuru.
it's one of my favorite slice of life animes.
And then the next one, let's see, no, that's a woman,
Hmm.
right? But it's an archer. Hmm. Lara Croft.
Nope, Katniss Everdeen from Hunger Games.
Oh, okay. All right. And then let's see, the little girl in the white mage robes.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Technically, it could be a couple answers. It's the same person, but they cross over in universe. The Clamp universe. It's Sakura from Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles.
Okay, yeah, because I used to watch the Sakura the
Cardcaptor Sakura
yeah card captor yeah when it was on Fox in the morning.
this year, and then they made the alternate universe with the Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, and that was a really good manga too.
Yeah, the one I like from Clamp is Chobits.
Yep,
Which
yep.
if you know
Chobits is another good one.
yeah if you know Chobits, that's self-explanatory for me being a young male. All right, and the next one is Objection. That's
That
Phoenix.
is correct.
Phoenix
Phoenix
Wright.
Wright.
Yep. The next one is Lion-O from.
That was an easy one.
I was about to say He-Man, but that's not right. Thundercats.
That's the one. Yep.
And also at the convention, there was a guy dressed up as the Panthro.
Oh, I didn't see him.
Yeah, he was downstairs in that corner where all the other cosplayers were.
Nice.
Yeah,
I wonder if he'll be there next year.
I don't know, but I actually contacted them about doing an interview, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so the next one, I recognize the girl in the yukata, Ai Oriyoshi.
I'm actually not sure of what her official name is, but it is from the series of Bakemonogatari. I know them as the
Oh,
Fire Sisters. I've
okay.
seen all of the first season. I'm still on the second one.
All right, and the next one is the Ram.
Hmm?
I is that another Fruits Basket reference?
It's actually from a video game called Catherine. It's an
Oh
amazing puzzle game, yeah. And you play as Vincent, the main character.
no, I hate that game.
I thought it was a lot of fun. It was absolutely terrifying, too.
I did not like climbing up infinite blocks over and over and over again. It
I
regard
enjoyed the puzzle games. I thought it was a lot of fun.
All right, and then let's see. The next one we have Game Tribute, which has a Black Mage, Mega Man Battle Network, Pokemon, Chrono Trigger, Chocobo, and Rush.
We've got the oh yeah, Rush is the dog, and then you have Red and Chrono Trigger.
Yep.
Those pretty much these two gaming pieces were my gaming childhood right there.
Oh, and the other one, that's Harvest Moon, Paper Mario, Link, Yoshi, Ness with Mr. Saturn, and the dog from Harvest Moon.
Yep, that's right.
There's something. What's between Ness and Link, though?
What's that?
What's between Ness and Link?
Oh, it's the from Wind Waker on oh shoot, now I'm brain farting. What's the name? It's like Kodo somethings. But they're on the Wind Waker series.
Oh, the little seed things. The little seed things, right?
I I think that one's let me see if I can find the actual name for it. I'm completely brain farting. Let's see, Wind Waker. Um Forest Dude. Korok. That's the name of it. Korok.
Okay, Korok. Because
Yeah.
they're actually in the new game, Breath of the Wild, also.
But unfortunately, I neither have a Wii U or a Switch, so I don't get the chance to play such an amazing game.
Yep. Okay, so we got the next picture is Majora's Mask.
The
With
best Legend of Zelda game out there.
I will fight. I will fight you for that. Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time, number one and number two for
As
me.
an Ocarina of Time, they're in my top three, but Majora's Mask holds the breadwinner there.
Yeah, the issue with that is I didn't like the whole 3 days thing.
Really? Oh, I
No,
thought it was an interesting dynamic.
it is interesting, but then it sucks when you don't know what you're doing, and then boom, the game ends.
Several times over.
It, yeah. And the next one, speaking of well, going back to the two gaming pins, I like the fact that you have the purple and the blue background as the
Yeah, it was
background color.
kind of like day and night for me. You know, during the day I'd play that set of games, and then during the night I'd end up playing the other ones.
Yeah, because the first set is console based, and then the second set is more portable based.
Uh, I didn't even think about that, but yes, you're right.
Yeah, because they released Final Fantasies and Chrono Trigger on the Game Boy Advance.
Yep, and then I think they also re-released the Chrono Trigger for DS, if I recall.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, and then we got another. Okay, mature content. Pillar of Yggdrasil.
I technically I shouldn't really mark that one down as mature, but if you're browsing around at work, it could come up. There is no nudity in there. It is fully censored. It's one of the ones that I had up at the convention. That's one of my original characters that I've done.
Oh, okay. All right. But then the let's go back to the picture before it. That's the Chobits thing,
Yep.
which is what I was talking about earlier. Okay, and Frozen, Kingdom Hearts with very. He's not supposed to take his shirt off.
Don't judge my fandoms.
But yeah, if he did, I would definitely picture him that ripped.
I mean, you gotta imagine they're like what, at least 25 years old by now, and they've been running around from world to world fighting nonstop battles. You know they're gonna be ripped.
Yeah, and then the next two are Sign On. That's from
Mm-hmm.
Sword Art Online season 2, season 3.
Season 2, the GGO period.
Yeah, the yeah, because they go from the first area, which is the tower, and then the second area, which is the flying elves, and then the third one, which is the guns.
Yeah.
Which I don't like signing myself. I don't think she's a very good. She especially drew my ire when she found out Kurito was a guy, because she thought he was a girl.
Right. I with the second season, I thought it was really slow, like painfully slow with the Gun Gale arc,
Yeah,
but I could not get enough of her design. I thought it was an absolutely gorgeous design for her.
it, I wouldn't mind seeing her inappropriately. And in fact, I think I have, but I think you're
Oh, I'm sure online there's plenty.
yeah, but your art kind of draws the eye towards certain things.
Try doing more of a pinup style with her on that one.
Yeah, you made me like her a little better. All right, and then we got the Miyazaki creatures, No Face, Totoro, and the little ghost things from Mononoke.
Yeah, I think they're called the Kodama in there, and then you've got the Soots.
Oh, then okay, yeah, the little black things. Okay,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, they're all
then
my favorite Miyazaki monsters. That's what I call them.
I like Howl's Moving Castle the best. That's my
I
Miyazaki.
was pretty enjoying that one. I think Spirited Away tends to hold my heart the most, followed by Kiki's Delivery Service, just because Kiki's was the first one that I ever saw. But Spirited Away is the one that really hit the nerves with me, and I love that movie so much.
Did you see Porco Rosso?
Of course.
Okay, see that one I haven't seen yet, but I think it will be really good. Okay, and we
I,
got Little Songbird, which that's Asuna from SAO, right?
nope, that one is from Guilty Crown, Inori.
Oh, okay. She just looks quite a bit like Asuna. Okay, and then we got a girl holding two things with paper at the end. They look like mops.
That one is also from Attack on Titan. It's
Okay.
Chaining Levi in all of his glory.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Incubus and a girl. The Big Daddy one, I think, looks really good. What medium did you use for that one?
That one was actually all Photoshop with that, so pure digital and no mixed media or anything.
Cool. It looks kind of like a charcoal, like you added charcoal to it.
Yep, it was all just the texture with the brushes that you can actually get quite a lot of different feels for the artwork depending on the types of brushes and textures that you use with it.
Cool. Okay, so harvest Adam or let them go.
You know, the sadist in me says harvest, but good person in me says no. You gotta let them go.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. All right, and then we got another Bishonen beauty with topless Sora.
Of course, I've got to have one that matches Riku. You know.
Yeah. If you put the two pictures together, do they kind of combine?
See, that's one of the things that we always make a joke at the conventions. Do you have them back to back or facing each other? Because they both tell different stories depending on which way you go.
Yeah. And then let's see, picture of the peanuts, which you're obviously not Charles Schultz.
Yeah, that one's the Peanuts and a Doctor Who crossover.
Oh, okay. All right, that's that. Oh,
Makes a little more sense.
okay, I get it now. All right, then. Oh, this is one that I saw at the convention. Deadpool.
The Deadpool with boobs.
Yep, where he's staring down at his chest. And I'm like, when I first saw that, I was like, is that appropriate?
But it's not necessarily inappropriate either. It's just like, what happened? What's going on down here? Why do I have boobs now?
It's towing the line, which is what Deadpool does.
Exactly.
Pretty
My
much.
husband and I, we joke around. We say that there's going to be like several issues where a bunch of things is going on in the background, and eventually the end of the world ends up happening. And Deadpool's just playing with his boobs the whole time, and then he looks up. He's like, "Oh, I guess I got distracted."
I do like the picture before that one, even though I don't like that specific turtle.
Fair enough.
My turtle is Donatello.
Mine's actually Michelangelo, but Raphael was for my brother.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool though. I could definitely see that being in the heavy metal magazine, which is more for adults. I really like the Kill la Kill one you did.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's definitely how she should be portrayed.
I was a little bummed that they gave the monster Ryuko such small amount of screen time. I really loved that form. I thought it was also very artistic in there too.
And then a picture of Gur from Invader Zim, but with a person portraying him too.
Yeah, one of my friends, he does a lot of cosplay. So every now and then I'll make him a picture, and that one's of him in beside the bird suit.
That's funny. And then, oh wow, Pokeball Pumpkin. That's definitely creative. And then here's the Robert Downey Jr. one you were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The Squirtle one. When I saw this before, I didn't get the reference. I just thought it was Squirtle from Squirtle Squad. But now I see 007 next to it, and I'm like, that's James Bond Squirtle with the water in the style of how they would open the films.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually yeah, that's actually pretty cool, and I like how you did the water, like the waves above him.
Mm-hmm.
That's like old, like Chinese style, Japanese style, how they would draw their waves. So you have quite a few influences in your work.
I do. There's a lot of people that actually end up influencing me in my work, which I believe leads on to question number four, or no, I'm sorry, question number three about the artists that inspire me. Miyazaki for sure, Hayao Miyazaki. Completely idolize this guy. He's amazing with both in storytelling and his artwork. And there are a few other people that I really idolize too, but I like to try and take from a lot of different ideas and then incorporate them into one to try and create unique or more unique items.
Yeah, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Right, right.
I do like the Zelda one. That's pretty cool. And then Blue Glasses and BRS and Madoka crossover. What is BR? What
That
is?
one was the anniversary gift for my husband. Um, Madoka Magica is probably one of his favorite animes, and then I ended up making a crossover between Madoka and Black Rock Shooter on there because of it.
Oh, okay, Black Rock Shooter. I know that one. But Madoka Magica. Uh, okay. Let me bring. Okay, there's a dating sim game that allows you to date Temis from Undertale.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things there's a shop in the game. One of the things you can buy is an anime.
Huh.
And the anime tells the story of Madoka Magica using all Temmie speak and Temmies as the characters.
Really?
Yes. That was
I'm
my
going to do that.
yeah, that was my exposure to Madoka Magica.
Now, have you actually watched the series yet?
I watched the first episode and I
Okay.
can't get any farther.
Fair enough.
I
It is one of those things where you either love it or you hate it.
I don't hate it, but at the same time I don't like it. I mean, it strikes me as one of those like Sailor Moon. And and
That's what you would think at first
yeah,
until you get to episode three.
yeah, I know it turns dark really quickly.
Okay.
And that's what I need to bring myself to get to. All right.
People they say that it's overhyped, so it tends not to be their bread and butter. But for us, who we had never heard about anything prior to watching it, we loved it.
Okay, and I believe it's pretty much okay. So yeah, we went through that. All right. So we talked about your. Okay, so question four. Any advice for aspiring creators?
There is a very simple piece of advice that every aspiring creator absolutely despises hearing, but it is the most truthful piece of advice out there, and that is practice. It is practice, practice, practice until you're blue in the face, and then you practice more. Study from real life, try and get different inspiration, but really it all comes down to just practicing.
Yeah, that ties into I'm actually a writer, and while the using the word practice is more along the lines of, for me personally, it's more along the lines of I should write and not stare at a blank screen.
Exactly. It's like write, even if it's crap, you just keep on writing, then you refine, then you write again. It's the same thing with artwork. You create something, you think it sucks, you create something else, you think it sucks, you create it again and again and again until you get it right.
Yeah, that's the issue with me when I'm writing is when I get a mistake when I make a mistake, I have to go back and correct it. and then it interrupts my flow of writing, and then I'm like, I can't go on to do anything anymore. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the last question. What projects do you have scheduled for the future?
Right now I don't have any massive projects except for one, which ended up taking a bit of a toll on the back burner for the time being. But I do plan on having a webcomic out. I've got a few pages started already, but not enough to actually build up that buffer zone just yet. So I think I was originally aiming to have that ready for 2017. At this rate, it might not be ready until about 2018, just so we can make sure that I've got enough of a buffer zone in there to keep it coming out on a regular basis.
Could we get a preview of what the story might contain?
It's going to be not so much story driven on a specific note. It's going to be more so like day-to-day life and living and just like little blurbs, very small, like 4-panel type of things, but
Oh,
just cute, funny daily struggles.
yeah, like a slice of life comic.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that I would definitely look forward to that. Okay, and then I believe there was another question. Are you currently accepting commissions?
Right now I am. Depending on what type of commissions could be up and about though. I do have large commissions and of course smaller ones. Right now my smaller ones are the ones that I'm accepting. So it's like sketch, line art, black and white play mats I do. Prices of course vary all over the board depending on what you're looking for.
Okay, can you give me a low to high range?
Lowest are like what I do at the conventions, which are my $5 little chibi sketches. Those generally don't go so much over the internet. That's more of an on-the-spot, spontaneous thing. So my sketches and line art tends to be the most common ones that I get. Sketches are generally about $20, or at least start at $20 depending on detail, and then line art starts at $30 depending on detail. Playmats are also ones that I'm also currently accepting. The black and white ones, which start at $50, but they are custom, drawn right onto the mat and sprayed with a fixative there.
Oh, so like what you would use to play Magic on.
Right, exactly. I also do full colored ones, but those ones tend to take a bit longer, which currently at the moment I can't accept it.
Okay. All right. Well, I believe that's all my questions. Do you have any questions for myself?
Um, I don't think I do. I didn't prepare any. But it's been a pleasure talking with you over this, and I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to.
I'm very glad to interview creators and people who actually want to work on stuff because I don't want to.
I know the feeling very well there.
All right, so hey, go ahead and remind everybody where they can find you at.
Yep, feel free to look me up on any social media or even just in Google. If you type in Penguin Attack Studios, all my social media and whatnot will pop up. I've got Instagram, I've got a Twitter, which is Penguin Attacks T, but I tend to post most on my Facebook and DeviantArt. And get any questions, feel free to shoot me an email.
All right, and is there anybody else that you want to show for?
What's that? I'm sorry, you broke up there.
Is there anybody else that you want to show for?
To do what?
Is there anybody else that you want to promote, that you want to...
Oh. Yep, I have some really great friends out there. Feel free to look up Miss No Kitty. She's got some really awesome stylized work, and Jerry Shirts, he does a lot of spray painting things. If you look them up, you won't be disappointed.
All right. Well, thank you for this interview, Tiffany.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
We hope to see you on the show again sometime in the future.
All right, sounds good then.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Take care of yourselves and have a great day.